Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. Hope you guys all had a pretty good week. We have a lot of things to go and talk about for some things that happened and kind of a little bit of a more discussion on the fact that some of the kind of cool things that happen in terms of restocks and new stock availability and all that have been kind of cool, but at the same time maybe kind of somewhat bad, and like a few other little things we're going to talk about throughout this week. So just in general, if any of you guys did have a chance to get your PlayStation 5s or Xboxes and all that good stuff throughout this week, leave a comment down below and let me know, just because I'm always kind of curious. We actually did have quite a few little various things these past like 2 or 3 weeks or so. It's always nice to go and see, and as well I did kind of come back from my trip as well, and my hair is still kind of all around kind of crazy, so one of these days we'll have to figure out what to go and do with that in general. But when it comes to just everything, this has been kind of a crazy and weird and kind of somewhat strange week, so let's go and talk about it. As well, if you guys are brand new, make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on, as well for the brand new PlayStation 5 giveaway. Amazon links down below for the PS5 Digital Console Controller, Twitter and Twitch room down below, the Webull Coinbase down below. We have all the good old Target links and stuff down below, and let's go down to the video itself. So throughout this week, we had a pretty intriguing thing going on. Now, the main thing I think for that is that we had just a lot of those kind of weird mid-tier like locations getting and receiving stock. So we had Walmart as of last week. Since then, we haven't seen more updates. We saw GameStop as of last week. Didn't really see too many more updates. But this week, we had a good old nice and juicy Best Buy restock, which is nice to go and see. And throughout the rest of this week, too, as well, we also saw a lot of Target PlayStation 5s. It seemed like they're arriving and kind of somewhat consistently and like kind of, I guess, coherently showing up throughout the week and probably even this weekend. So we'll be watching a lot of stuff for that. But the one big struggle is that for this week and even the past 2 weeks or so, we've had a lot of issues when it comes to normal PlayStation 5s. So, while we have seen restocks, we saw a lot of people getting their consoles, which is good. At the end of the day, I'm sure a lot of folks don't mind paying the extra, let's say $50 for a pretty good game such as Horizon that they're probably going to like either way. Like, I can kind of understand that, I can roll with that. It's not like, no, the world's worst deal. But the one big thing for me is that it kind of stinks that it seemed like almost every single one of these free stocks throughout these past 2 weeks have been majorly focused on the new Horizon bundles. So, I made a video on this maybe like, this past week or so. I think more so when I was actually in Vegas, funny enough. And with that, like, I did say it was a very smart idea. Like, it was good for Sony. It's good for their numbers. It's good for their profitability. It's good for the fact that scalpers probably get calmed down. It sounds probably pretty good that they're also bolstering up Horizon numbers, which obviously they want their exclusive games to sell well, look like they're doing well, get consistent buys. You know, people talk about it, stream it on Twitch, YouTube, whatever it is. But the one big thing is that that's great for Sony. Like, it's really good for them as a company. They lets them go and prioritize up probably making more chips. They get to spend that extra profit on like other things being made and produced. Like, at the end of the day, it's nice. I think we do like it. It's good. Like, I mean, like, I think at this day and age, I think a lot of folks are more okay with, like, more consoles being produced if they have to pay slightly more money, because at the end of the day, they'd rather go and pay $550 and get the Horizon bundle, like I mentioned, than have to go pay, like, $650 for a scalper at this point, especially 2 years in. I know it's not fully at 2 years, but it's getting there. It's still getting there. So it's kind of like a weird catch-22. Because while we can go and have a lot of consumers finally get their consoles, they still have to pay more for it. And while it's also good for Sony, they're making more money, which then they can go and allocate and put more money towards into other stuff too as well, which is nice, don't get me wrong. But at the end of the day, it's like, it's only kind of really good for Sony. And that kind of did bother me a decent bit throughout this week. So as I mentioned, we saw a lot of Target. We'll probably still be seeing Target getting restocks. I mean, I like restocks at the end of the day. You give me some good consoles, I'm rolling with it, I'm vibing it, I like it. But at the end of the day, it does kind of stink because you have to pay the extra $50. And what's going to happen if these bundles are still coming out, like 2 months from now, 4 months from now, 6 months from now, when normal Horizon Forbidden West prices might be kind of going down, or that just they may not just be as good. Like, maybe you just already played it on PS4, maybe you just don't want to get the game, maybe there's like a new God of War and they'd rather do that. And that kind of goes into that part too, is that we even saw a lot of leaks for God of War this week, just for general gaming news this week. And like, I kind of wish that we can keep on seeing these bundles just for newer games. Now, there's nothing to say that Sony won't go and do that, but I personally would love that. Like, you get the brand new God of War, it comes out, maybe just have to do the same thing they're doing right now with Horizon, and maybe make a bajillion different PlayStation 5 console bundles with the game and charge them, like, you know, the extra $70 or whatever it may go and cost. I think that would be phenomenal and cool, but it kind of stinks because Horizon itself is a few months old at this point, and it's still a good game, still worth the money, but it did seem like that was kind of, I guess, hoarding up most of the restocks this week. As well, we also didn't really see too much other stuff. We did see the brand new Amazon updates, as you guys have probably had a chance to see. So if you guys always want to, we always have the links down below. We've been seeing a lot more emails being sent on out and people getting the consoles, getting the hookup and all of that, which is great. Like, I love seeing that. I love seeing people getting their consoles and hookup. I like it. It's a good vibe. And as well, same with, like we said, the Best Buy drop. Although they still have never done the PS5 Horizon Digitals, funny enough. And as well, kind of reminds of the fact that we still have not seen like Halo Infinite, Xbox Series X in forever. So that's a little bit on the sadder side because those are pretty much almost fully concept. Like, I haven't seen those in such a long time. But as well, even for Target was only getting the PlayStation 5 Horizon Disc Edition bundles too as well, which is always intriguing to me, I would say. Like, it's just interesting to know and interesting to see, like, that's just where the stock's been going. And like I said, it didn't make sense. Like, Sony's making more money. It gives them more incentive to produce it. Like, I'm sure people maybe even like the newer box art and like, it's just something new, something shiny for people to be on the lookout for. But yeah, it kind of stinks because I really feel like that was the big focus this week. And we really didn't see too much else on, well, anything. Like, I didn't really see as many Xbox Series X's, funny enough. It does kind of seem like we're in somewhat of a weird slog with them, where there isn't a lot of movement going on there. Even for bundles, funny enough, we saw a lot of those like mid-tier places too, as well also get some of their stock, for the PlayStation 5 bundles. But it really did kind of seem like a very, very dry and kind of somewhat barren week. And that's okay though. Like, I mean, for this, I think we've hit the cycle for all of the big boy retailers. Like I said, we had GameStop, Walmart, Best Buy, and now Target. Still ongoing. Like, Target will probably be a big focus this next like week or two as we keep on seeing stock kind of trickling around in different areas and stuff. Like, getting more extra stock, whatever it is. But like, it's kind of weird because it might be a little bit of a quieter upcoming next week. But at least we do have a lot of walk-ins we'll be still watching for too as well. Because for me, when it comes to walk-ins, we'll be watching a lot of these locations. Like, this entire week was actually very, very barren. This comes from Myers in the Midwest. I'm going to probably reach out and try to find some information maybe for tomorrow. BJ's Wholesalers too as well, besides the fact that they did do an online restock, which was kind of crazy because it was actually up for like multiple hours, like a pretty long restock, which is nice. We want to see more of those, like, say for the Anton lines or like, like all these mid-tier like bundles, or say like a GameStop online bundle. I'd almost want to say like that actually might be in stock for a pretty long time in the future, just because, like, well, it just hasn't been that consistent, hasn't been that crazy. And most people don't want the bundles. They're harder to resell for scalper folks and just cost a lot more money for normal folks, but it just really did kind of seem like this week was kind of chill. Walk-ins were very, very laid back. Normal drops were pretty laid back. Best Buy PS5, normal PS5s, pretty much not existent. And that's what I was kind of saying too, is that there really just hasn't been a lot of these normal consoles. Like, even for the Walmart drop, everyone who ordered these new bundles got them pretty quick and pretty respective. It was kind of nice. But then I think a lot of folks are still waiting for the PlayStation 5s from their original order, which we actually may go and cover up on a separate video maybe this weekend. But it does kind of stink because we want people getting their consoles. We want people getting the hookup. And I would like to see more with what Walmart did and have, like, say, Amazon do triple drops, have GameStop do double drops, have, Best Buy do all the drops too as well, the best they could. So it's been a little bit of a weirder week. We'll probably maybe be expecting maybe some walk-ins this weekend. Like I said, if I get any information, I'll let you guys go and know. I'll probably reach out literally like right now and try to find some good details. But at the end of the day, it was kind of a more of a chiller week. I also did come back from my Vegas trip, which I hope you guys didn't mind me going on. It was a very good time with that as well. And I did kind of miss a little bit of stuff, but nothing super crazy, I think. And on top of that too, we are now finally in the official weekend grind where we're going to be waiting for the Microsoft event, which I do believe is rumored to be around 90 minutes or so this upcoming Sunday. So definitely make sure you guys are following me up on Twitch. I'll definitely go and try to co-stream that on the day. And as well, we also did have the Summer Games Fest, which we covered up a little bit on these separate videos. We had a few different games, like, Callisto Project and like Last of Us Remake and all of that. But it did kind of seem like this week was a very, very kind of chill and gentle week. We did have a few restocks, and I think the Best Buy was probably the biggest, most, like, I guess, largest focus of them all. And at least we have still been seeing stock flowing with Target, and hopefully we'll have a lot more walk-ins this weekend too as well. So I don't know. You guys can kind of give me your thoughts. Was it a good week? Was it a bad week for you guys? Give me the details. Give me the thoughts. Give me the everything. I want to know, and I want to hear. And as well, I just appreciate you guys all so much for watching in the first place. We've had a pretty fun week, and now that I'm kind of getting back in the groove after my Vegas trip, I'm ready to go make some fun videos with you guys and hang out and chill. So I appreciate you guys all so much for everything. You guys are all beautiful. Have a good rest of your nights, good rest of your start of the weekends, and we'll have a bunch more videos on the weekend itself. Make sure you guys are following me up on the Twitter, on the Twitch stream. We have the Target links down below if you guys want to keep checking for their stock, and all the Amazon links if you guys want to sign up for the invitations. I just appreciate you guys all so much for everything, and I'll see you guys up on the next one. Love you guys.